pure, no hesitation.
He as fast as you?
He's faster. I've got you now, mate.
You better be sure, because that's a long, dark road you're headed down. Where are you?
I know the devil got your heart twisted. The vengeance and hate. Can you find it in your heart to forgive?
I can't.
So Leon was just commenting. It's officially Dwayne Johnson now. Yeah. No more Rock.
No more. Not Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Not The Rock.
Nope.
Not just Rock.
Not Rocky.
Not DJ. But Dwayne Johnson.
I thought he finally reached what his pinnacle. Everything he's been fighting for, he's there.
I thought he's going to stick with the though. I mean, now that it's going to be the Wolverine, why not the Dwayne?
Or Dwayne the Johnson.
Dwayne. How about Dwayne Johnson Esquire?
well, now he must be thinking about the road ahead when he starts to finally do his Oscar-type films.
Yeah.
Down the road, because, I mean, do you really want the Oscar with The Rock on it? I mean, come on.
That'd actually be kind of cool. But, maybe when he does Shakespeare.
Yeah, I was about to say, judging by the movies that he's still making, he's kind of far away from that Oscar right now.
This isn't Shakespeare. This is more like a movie you expect Beavis and Butthead to review.
Faster. This is Shakespeare if Arnold Schwarzenegger were doing Shakespeare.
Yeah.
To be or not to be. Well, not to be, and the explosion happens. This is exactly what the type of film this is.
Now, wait a minute. It is a tragedy, and a lot of people die.
That's true.
Our hero wears black.
Yeah.
It ain't that far from Shakespeare. And I almost call him The Rock.
And there's
I want to bust through this wall like Kool-Aid. Dwayne Johnson, he does have times where he's gets to act and cry, and he's actually being serious about.
There is a family tragedy here. Yeah. So there are elements of Shakespeare.
There are real dramatic elements.
Tragedies in this movie. Actually, I think everyone had a family tragedy.
That is true.
The surprising thing is this is a film noir that doesn't look anything like a film noir at all. It's like a film noir with all the trappings of like a big budget Hollywood silly action film. But it most definitely, storyline wise, is film noir.
Well, yeah, it's a film noir mixed with an exploitation film.
Yeah.
It's like it's Sin City without all the green screen.
Yeah.
It's film noir set on fire, and then you shoot it in the head, shoot it in the ass, drive a car through it. Yeah, why not just cover all bases?
I think what you're all trying to say is it's film noir with a big set of balls. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
good film noir has that, but this is we got our new sensibilities where ain't enough to imply it. We got to see it. You're gonna shoot somebody. Yeah. I gotta see an exit wound and brain splatter.
Yeah,
and this movie says, all right, here you go.
And it's film noir with the Terminator as your lead character, basically, because The Rock, all that happens when you shoot him is he gets mildly irritated.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the first 10 minutes, you're like, wow, how come nobody thought to cast Dwayne Johnson as the Terminator in the newer movies?
Yeah.
It would have made a lot of sense. And you know what? He did a great job walking around with almost no emotion. Just all his movements were left, right, straight, shoot, fire.
Well, yeah, no. Bullets are mosquitoes for The Rock. I'm sorry, Dwayne Johnson.
The thing is,
I know
you gonna see that red eye lit up.
I know,
a bunch of gunfire.
Nobody say that word anymore. I think we get 3 chances before he busts through the wall.
It's not that he is a robot. It's just that he's so righteously pissed off in this whole movie that it doesn't matter. He probably died in the first scene. He just hasn't fallen down yet.
Yeah, he just doesn't know it. Yeah.
That's what I like about the movie, because when it first starts, you see the guy pacing. First, you see a really up close titty shot of Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, I know. Sweaty titty.
Muscle-bound titty shot. And I'm like, oh, put on a bra.
No, at first Coho was like, yeah, now we're talking. And pull back as Dwayne Johnson like, ugh.
Yeah, you see him pacing back and forth, and I mean, he is on a warpath all of a sudden.
Well, this movie in the beginning, I mean, when I was thinking about it, I was thinking to myself exactly. This movie is a pacing tiger, just striking out every now and then, because this is a man on a mission film. I mean, from the very, I mean, once they open that door for The Rock to come out of prison, because that's what it starts out with. The Rock is an ex-con who's in prison.
Stop calling him The Rock, dude.
God damn it. I'm looking around now. But, so he's let out of prison. And so he's after some people. He's got a list. And it has something to do with his brother dying.
Yeah.
Him going to prison. He was set up in a botched bank robbery, which he just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. He felt obligated to be the driver, which is why the movie's called Faster. It's sort of, an analogy for, him just trying to pick up the pace, finding these people who are responsible for him going to jail and his brother's murder. But he's also like a badass driver too.
I thought it was just a lazy title.
Yeah, I thought that's what I got
They
too.
just ran out of titles.
I think you might be stretching it a bit with your trying to find an explanation for that.
I've already called him the wrong name 3 times. I'm trying to make up for it right now.
I mean,
some respect.
the better title for this movie should have been Revenga, because as soon as you walk out, that's all you want to hear him scream. Revenga! He has his list. He has everything in tow. He has his kick-ass car, and he's just hauling ass, just going to look for blood. I mean,
Well, it's this film's so determined to be dark and gritty and like mean that sometimes it kind of forgets to be funny. Weren't there times you just wanted him to turn around and go, "Motherfucker, please," or say something like that?
I don't know that I wanted him to do that. I mean, I was actually surprised that it was funny as often as it was.
Yeah.
And, this movie is full of just like these kind of dirty film noir characters. You got him as the ex-con on a mission for revenge. Then you got Billy Bob Thornton, who's skinny and nasty and wears a nasty toupee.
He's a
But
junkie.
in this
He's a
movie,
junkie,
he's
yeah.
skinnier.
Yeah.
And nastier, and with an even greasier toupee than he doesn't realize.
He's repulsive here.
Yeah, he is.
And you're right in that aspect. I mean, it is a film noir where every character has some sort of flaw. And that's, and again, I'm probably going to stretch here because we were talking about this outside of the movie, but there's several characters which some are necessary and some are not, but they try to tie them all in by saying all these people have some sort of addiction or some sort of obsession. Right. Because, we have Billy Bob Thornton, who's a flawed cop. He's a junkie. Then you have another character, the killer.
Yeah, they literally target these guys with on-screen titles.
That guy, I guess he's some British guy.
He's Oliver Jackson Cohen. Now you've seen him before,
where have I seen him?
and you would never notice him. He was I'm going to go out a limb here and say that he was the bartender in Going the Distance.
Okay, yes, I totally.
Real good-looking guy.
Right.
So
no. Coast and I were both saying, looking at him, going like, man, this guy could play Superman. Exactly. Until he starts with that British accent, it's like, no, keep your ass over there.
Me and Leon have been going to these movies lately looking for the next Superman.
We're doing the casting for the movie.
It sounds like more like they're appealing to the gay crowd with this guy. I mean, he's so slick. He might as well be laminated.
Well, he is he's that iconic killer. Like whenever somebody romanticizes being a paid assassin, this is the life they imagine, where you just have tons of money and all the best equipment, and you get a phone call, you know nothing, and you're just sent out, and you know everything. And the thing is, this is the kind of character I normally wouldn't like. But this guy plays him so well and makes him flawed to where he's kind of he needs medication.
Again, his obsession is his target. So if he's not on his meds, he becomes really very obsessed with his job to the point where, you got to control this guy because if you don't, he's probably going to fuck the job up.
He's one of the biggest flaws of this film at the same time. Even though he is an interesting character, he feels like he should be in a completely different film, like a film about him, because really he serves as nothing more than a distraction.
Well,
here.
the thing is, you guys are missing the fact that he also has like one of the hottest chicks who's really into what
Who
he
is that
does.
chick?
Mackie Grace.
Yeah,
She was
chick from Lost. Yeah.
But no, I mean, you're right though. He
could be a movie all of himself.
It could have. It looked like it was its own movie.
Yeah.
And it was kind of shoehorned in this film. Because,
Yeah, it was like a crossover or
because
something.
because when they introduced this character, I was actually starting to get annoyed because once you realize what this guy was really all about, which was kind of silly, he was about like setting up house basically, because all he talked about, especially when he was going on this mission to find Dwayne Johnson, was to like get married to this girl, have a nice house. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't go, you know what, honey, while he's like carrying his gun, like, I want to get a nice house with a white picket fence, like right by the river, so we can watch the boats go by. Because that's all he talked about through this movie besides his mission. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of distracted because I just want to get married.
Yeah.
I just want to get married and have kids.
You know
Which
what?
is all ridiculously extraneous to the actual story. I mean, think about it. You could excise his character from this film entirely, and it would
agree.
make absolutely no difference to the story.
If you didn't enjoy his character, which I did.
No, I enjoy
I
his...
thoroughly.
He was
enjoyed it.
good.
Matter of fact, I got the impression like that probably was just a throwaway character, somebody to have him for a while. Get
But the
killed and
actor
go,
was
but
good enough
was
to
so
turn
good,
it
like,
into
He
more.
was.
Yeah.
He is like one of those Brad Pitts where it's like you really don't need him there, but he really sticks out.
Well, there's a difference there, though. That's just like a supporting, like a joke role. This guy has a big role in this movie that adds up to nothing, that has nothing to do with anything. I mean, if you were going to have that, because you're like, well, we got to have somebody chasing him, right? We got to have some sort of nemesis. It should have been a series of people. I mean, what a great opportunity to throw in some other action people or other character actors. But with this guy, they build up all this story around him, and none of it matters. It doesn't have anything to do with the main story at all. It doesn't even reflect the main story's themes.
I don't know. I like that character enough to where it didn't seem like a throwaway. Even if he, you're right. You know, you probably could have taken him out of the movie, but you know something? If you didn't have him in the movie, it probably would have been too much of a linear revenge story for me.
It would have been a 2-note movie.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's that, this adds like a third false note, it still is something to just, keep you going. It added extra spice to it that made me not just kind of settle in and going like, yeah, I kind of know where this is going.
I don't argue that it needed something like that. I just think that this was, and I think that's why he was there at all, because they said there's not enough here, but I think it was still the way he's written the wrong choice. The thing is, Corey, clearly you just want to be him, and Leon, I don't even know. All you ever do is bitch about sympathetic hitman characters every time they pop up in a movie, so I don't know what drug you're on.
Well, that's the weird thing about it. I do usually hate these characters. I'm just tired of them. I'm like, everybody wants to write a quirky hitman.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, they pulled it off with this guy.
Yeah,
Leon, are you sure you just didn't picture him in the Superman outfit, just thinking he's Superman?
He just wanted to picture fucking the girl from Lost. That's all.
He just want to fuck that guy. Let me tell you.
Why I gotta choose?
True. You know something? Obviously, you don't know what Leon and I do on our off hours from
You have
Spill.
sex with guys like that?
I was talking about being hitman. What are you talking about? You nasty sons of bitches. Look, where's y'all's gay ass?
You know what?
minds
That
at?
guy is that degree of good looking though that even other guys have to hand it to him and go. You got to go. Yeah, that guy is pretty good looking.
They
you got to
even reference it in the movie.
I know they even
there's
have
one description of this guy like he should be in the movies.
Yeah.
Handsome,
And we always describe guys like that who are that good looking, don't ever go to prison. I mean, even if that character went to prison, who's a trained killer, it's like your looks are your worst flaw. You'd have to cut your face up, man. You would have to turn your weapon on yourself.
He'd be in his own movie called Rape.
and the many sequels.
Yes. But I did like his character, but I was honestly waiting for them to give him a little bit more motivation, like something more to do, something to actually make you worry, like kind of worry about his character. It's like, okay, this guy's caught in a sticky situation. I thought he was going to be like one of those movies where he tries to find out exactly what did this guy do. And I don't know.
Well, none of us are going to agree on this character. It's like, we all got our different things.
Because then it would turn into red.
But regardless of that character, I mean, let's face it, this is not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's not.
But what it is it's a director who I don't know his name.
George Tillman.
You know what he did?
He did something before. What was it?
He did a lot of things. You're not going to believe it. He did Soul Food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
George Tillman. Wow. He also did Notorious, the Notorious Big Story.
The whole time I was like, George Tillman, okay, he's black. He's a director who's done other movies that weren't like this at all. I couldn't put my name.
See, I was thinking George Tillman, black, must be a slave. He got that kind of name.
Well, Tillman, because he killed
his mother is Harriet Tillman. No, it's like he took a look at this script that was like, you know what, it's just okay. But if I just shove so much just ridiculous nonstop style into it, it's going to seem like it's something more than it is. And sometimes he's absolutely right. Sometimes what he does for this film as a director and using the cinematography and the lighting and the different grains is really impressive. It looks badass.
I don't know what this guy did between this and Soul Food, but I mean, he did Notorious and a couple other movies, but even those don't kind of reflect what this movie's like. I mean, those movies have the quality just slightly above a TV movie or straight to DVD film. I mean,
it looks like he had more money. He had Dwayne Johnson.
He must have hired like some different, it's a different editor, a different cinematographer. He must have just been working with people who knew how to do this well. Because look, here's the bad things about the movie. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's
so exaggerated.
It's too ridiculous in some parts. It's very predictable. Some people say if you look at the trailer, it gives it away, but they drop obvious clues in the movie of where this is going. There's even a scene where the camera guy walks up to a clue and just stands there and then presses the zoom lens and then comes out and tell you,
I remember looking at Leon and going, God, I wonder who's involved.
Yeah. And the thing is, this director is all unbridled ambition, and I admire that.
Yeah.
I mean, he is going for it. He's still not that good at
then
it.
Even the stuff that he does here,
he's
like,
trying.
Well, even like there's a car chase in here, which it's just. They go over the top with this car chase where they didn't have to do all that. If you're getting away from the cops, you're not gonna go out there and try to do all this fancy car racing.
Like
driver. He's got to get out there and showboat. Show what he can do.
Like drive backwards throughout the whole thing.
They call
I'm
you
like,
the driver.
really?
You know, if I'm riding with you and people call you the driver, I'll be like, Psh, I can drive. Let's see what you can do.
He got sick of people comparing him to Vin Diesel. Go say, yeah, but you can't drive like that guy. I go, fuck you, I can't.
I mean, he just wants to fuck with those guys in the car because there's like 4 bank robbers that he's trying to like get away from the cops with, and the whole time they're in the car just.
It's the most nonsensical car chase escape scene of all time. It really is.
It's another one of those movie parts where you're like, okay, we've already seen every car chase imaginable. What have they not done in a movie? I know. Drive backwards throughout the entire scene.
I think one of those bank robbers just opened the car, rolled out. I give up.
I give it up to him for that because we have seen every car chase. It is like there's nothing left to do, and he was like, nope. I got one more.
Well, that's part of the thing of this film, though. Why it's going to be fun for some people and not for others, because there comes a point that you go, I see what this film is doing, and you have to decide whether or not you're going to embrace it or not. And let's face it, it's an exploitation film. It's just not like those other exploitation films we've seen lately that put it on their title cards.
But here's the good thing about the movie, though. The good thing about the film is that, hey, we all know it's silly. It's not trying to be serious. I think sometimes its ambition is too high. But hey, look, as crazy as those car chases are, I mean, you got a bank robber just about to like say, fuck it, I'll take the bus. After a while, but they are cool looking. And there is one car chase in there which is shot so well, man. Yeah. And the reason why is it's because they concentrate on 2 things, speed, and they play with the headlights of the car in a really cool way. Great cinematography in this movie. And some of the supporting characters, I like this sleaziness. I like Billy Bob Thornton's character in this.
They should be sleazy characters like that. Yeah. Like I said, it is, at least at its core of story, a film noir. And so you can't have something like that without characters that are just fucking slimy and repulsive like that.
Well, the thing is, I think the filmmakers were very well aware of the film they were making. And I thought they did actually a great job. It actually was kind of like a kind of relief to see somebody go back and try to make another one of these revenge type movies again, because it's something I feel like I've been missing out on. It's like, you know what? I miss the days where fucking men can be men, fucking hold a gun, put like 6 rounds in the chamber, and go after their target instead of like these kids running around with goddamn cupcake
and you know
ones, doing their business. No, I want to get back to the days of shooting people and that deserve it.
And not just 6 rounds, but 6 exploding rounds. They kind of take out the side of a house.
That was badass.
But you know what I told co-host? What I told Cyrus when it came out? I said, "This is what I wanted out of something like Machete."
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's the thing about this movie is like we've had a bunch of the Rodriguezes and the Tarantinos where they make the exploitation movies. They spend a bunch of money, get all these stars for something that should have cost $11,000. They spend $11 million on it,
and it's practically a spoof of exploitation.
Yeah, it's like they're constantly winking at you, like, huh? It's
you saying what Cyrus said, actually.
Yeah. I felt that exactly. Like this was honest. Yeah. I'm like, nobody wants to be honest about what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They want so bad to be the hipster that goes like, oh yeah, we totally did that on purpose. But it's like, hey, here's a guy just making one of these movies.
When they make those movies like Machete, when they make those movies like Machete, they almost make it too epic.
Yes.
So it becomes ridiculous. Where they want to have like a mythology.
You think it's epic?
Mythology. I mean,
they want
Machete. He's saying
Machete. I'm saying Machete. Like when they make movies like that, they want to make it on an epic scale, and they almost want to give like these characters a mythology about them, where I'm like, you know what? Sometimes you don't need that. You just need a guy who had his brother killed, and he just wants to go out and kill those motherfuckers who did it. That's all the backstory you really need.
This kind of has that same kind of mythology feel for him, too. I mean, you start off with hearing about his 10 years in prison. You're like, wow, this guy is like, I mean, he's Riddick pretty much, except not in science fiction.
But
you're like Jesus Christ.
But what I liked about it is they do it so quick that they don't dwell on it. They don't really
Well, that's why it's a mythology instead of a backstory.
Well, and you're right, man. It's like, all of y'all saying the right things about this. It's like, no, they went out and they made, and Cyrus put it, I think, great when he said, they made an exploitation film without having to tell you, hey, look at what movies we saw that influenced us. Or, hey, isn't this funny how we just blew this guy up, and chopped all these people's heads off with one swipe of a knife. And it's like, you don't have to do all that. It's just, the best way to make an exploitation film? Just make an exploitation film, just make an action film that's very straightforward. Don't give us all these little gimmicks.
Stop
and winks.
trying
Don't
to
tell yourself. Don't tell the audience. Don't tell yourself that you're making an exploitation film because it never works. Just write a goddamn story.
Stop trying to show me how clever you think you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
I don't want to hear that shit.
and that
Stop using the goddamn green screen. Go on location. Make it feel real.
much like the original exploitation films, like I said, this is still, I mean, in many ways, it's an unfinished product. It's I can't say I even 70% like this film, to be fair. I mean, I'm nearing that level, but man, it's so bad in so many places that it's almost completely unpalatable. But then it keeps winning you back with something that defines it as this sort of new exploitation. Its tongue isn't in its cheek. It's actually completely honest that thinks this is cool shit.
It's in your mouth. It's the kind of movie that grabs you and makes out with you whether you want it or not.
You're really in this homosexual thing tonight. That guy really did it for you.
I did. I want this movie to take me in bed.
He's thinking about Dwayne Johnson's titties right now.
No, you weren't.
It's so full of testosterone that it is almost like getting raped by Mike Tyson.
While taking a shower with a bunch of guys. Yes.
Is that what that was like, Leon?
Hey,
I want this movie
don't
to
knock it till you try.
Yes, I want this movie to pick me up and carry me in my room and throw me down the bed and say undress.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll do it.
I also loved. He doesn't come in until near the end. I kept waiting to see him, but that actor that played Adebisi on Oz.
The one we are not going to try and say his name.
No, nobody can say his name.
It's literally
I
impossible.
mean, if he stole your child and said you could only get it back by saying his name, you can't get
You better hope he's not Jigsaw.
Like, just raise him well. Okay?
No, and he's got one of the strongest scenes in this film, although I was a little disappointed with how they wrapped it up. But, that's my own personal set of biases playing into it. But yeah, he really does. He has one of the best performances in the whole film. And there's a scene between him and Dwayne Johnson that actually, even though it's almost a quiet moment, it makes it all time stand still while it's happening.
Yeah.
It's like one genuinely human moment within the whole thing.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It even changes, Dwayne Johnson's character to a point where it's like, wow, normally these characters never have any self-reflection.
Yeah.
They're just the Punisher. They're just a killing machine. And suddenly this guy's like, wait a minute, I actually do have something of a soul.
Well, sure.
Where
Surely-
that's something that the Punisher definitely needs to remind you that, this was created by Marvel Comics. This guy can't hang out with Spider-Man if he's acting like this all the time.
Right.
What would y'all give the movie?
You know what? I'd give it a matinee. I mean, I was thinking low matinee, but I'm like, talking about it, I'm like, I did have fun. And it's the kind of movie where, like if you say rental, but if you told somebody rental, they'd rent it, they'd come back probably like, man, that movie was so much fun. I thought it was better than that. It's like, well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
You know what? As just strictly speaking, a professional critic's review, it's a high rental. But do you really want to see The Rock in any more kids' films? No. You people need to go see this movie so he doesn't appear in The Tooth Fairy too. Or if this director does, it'd be like The Tooth Flairy or something.
What?
I guess I'm gonna give it a full on matinee just because you know what, I miss these types of films. I mean, it's a film where it actually delivered what it promised, and you know what, I'll take back what I said. They did build a cool mythology, and they actually did it right to where it didn't make me thinking about it. I didn't have like 20 characters telling me, "Oh, did you hear about this guy? Oh, he's back. Oh, he's back in town. I thought you were dead." No, they did it right with this character, and it's the type of character that you do want to see more of. To where it's been a long time since I've seen a character like this actually just done well and gotten straight to the point. Yeah, it definitely has its flaws, but not enough to where it doesn't make you enjoy the film. I mean, this is back to good old machismo filmmaking, I think, with this film, honestly.
No, I agree with you. I mean, the movie, we mentioned some of the flaws. I mean, it's definitely silly. You're going to be rolling your eyes by the end of it. Some wasted actresses in there. I think Jennifer Carpenter and Carla Gugino, I don't think they do a whole lot with them in there. You figure like actresses like that, they do more. And for some movie, the movie's just going to be very mean and very ugly. But I swear to you, if they had put the names Tarantino or Rodriguez on this, fucking critics be losing their goddamn minds, man. Yeah. And so I'm looking at this, and I agree with you, man. This is old fashioned, just this is a man's movie right here. It has no pretensions about what it is.
Yeah.
And I have to pull. yeah, exactly. We talk about for RoboCop. Yeah, I love that line.
Take your wands and go home.
Yeah, this is that kind of movie. It comes in, tells you prostitutes, bitches leave, shoots you in the kneecaps, and then just says, "Are you entertained?" I mean,
I love the fact how he wasn't a Terminator robot, but every step he took, you swore his legs weighed 800 pounds.
I know.
Oh yeah.
It was Doc Martin just
No.
on the
He
He's
floor,
like the Incredible Hulk. He's like the Incredible Hulk walking out.
I didn't get my rating yet. So.
I'm sorry. So what do you give it, Corey?
No, I'm pulling back because of some of the problems in the movie, but this is a very good matinee for me. I had a lot of fun with this. Even the parts that were bad, I was laughing at.
Yeah, I agree with you totally there. I mean, there's stuff that's so bad that you are laughing out loud. I know I was. I mean, there's a line exchange towards the end that was so terribly written. I can't. There must be 80 takes of them delivering it. There has to be, because how could you possibly say that with a straight face without being like, on lithium?
Yeah, I know. And the other problem with the movie is that, and we were saying this too, I mean, The Rock is, he's as big as a tower, man, and he drives the loudest car.
Yeah.
How can you not find this guy? How can you miss him when you shoot at him? How can you not know when he's driving around?
Inconspicuous.
For the last time, dude.
He missed the inconspicuous class.
You called him the R word.
The R word.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. Despite the car and all that shit, when this movie comes out on DVD, I need to freeze frame his tattoo that he had.
Yeah.
To where, I need to get that shit
like
tattooed
that
on me.
in case
So
you go to prison.
when anybody tries to come start shit with me, they just look at that tattoo and literally shit their pants and scream like a woman. Ah!
No.
Yeah. You've been a bad boy.
I want the other names.
The price just went up. It took me 10 whole years to track down these people for you. And now I wants to renegotiate.
Okay.
That's what I thought. You playing ball now. Hey,
The price just went down.
this here's my Samoan friend. Ultimate fighting champion over in Guam.
I know what that is. I know who you are. Brother, I ain't got no beef with you.
Big pineapple eating. Here, I owe you a refund. Here you go.
That's the great thing about this movie is early on they establish that he's not just, the obvious badass. You look at him and you're like, fuck that, I'm getting out of here. I don't care if he's like, the nicest guy on the planet. I don't want to take a chance he might go off. When one of his characters comes up to him who is even bigger than him, is facing him down, then looks at that tattoo and goes, fuck that. Just takes off like takes off leaving a cloud of dust and a Wile E. Coyote-sized hole in the wall.
Dwayne Johnson was like the Jason Voorhees of this movie. Killers. He was a killer of killers.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's the guy you want to hire if you need a job done, because he don't even try to. If you want a job done smooth, get that little British dude in the movie. If you want it done quick and nasty, get The Rock, because goddamn it, I'm sorry, get Dwayne Johnson, because that dude it doesn't matter how many people are around, doesn't matter how many witnesses are there, he just busts through the door.
He does not have time to sit around and wait for you to go out to your car after work. He's just going to walk into work and shoot you.
And when he does, nobody says nothing.
I didn't see a goddamn thing.
They don't call 911.
No.
I think the doors automatically open up just for him so they don't get fucked up.
You see the security camera just looks away and starts whistling.
Yeah, no, if you pissed him off and you work at McDonald's, he'll come in, shoot you in the head, and order a hamburger after that.
And they'll make it.
Yeah. I mean, this is the kind of dude, he has such a hell-bent look on his face. I mean, maybe it's to a flaw in this film, too, because that's really the only expression he has, because it looks like he's either going to hurt or kill somebody, or some scenes look like, where's my fucking keys? I lost my keys. He just starts turning over the whole house, the couch, the chair, the table.
Come on now. He'd just glare at that car and it'd be like,
Did you guys, in the movie, did you guys see that shot they had of the security camera where he was staring at the security camera and the security camera started to shake and turned away?
Even you go and try to get the tape out of the camera's like, I didn't see nothing.
Plus, he was wearing a shirt that said no snitching.
I want to talk to you today about forgiveness. The road to revenge is a dead-end street.